Hey everybody, this is Reza.
This is Sandy.
Welcome back to episode 29 of the Stone Cold Sober Podcast.
It is good to be back.
Another week is flying by. I've been in Seattle for 3 weeks.
By. 3 weeks, crazy, right? 3 weeks already in Seattle.
I'm a quarter of the way done.
Really?
Yep. 9 more weeks here. 10
wow.
weeks. 10 weeks I'll be in Europe.
How excited are you for that? Once the end of your program comes, you're in the middle of quite the travel.
I know.
Sort of journeys.
Yeah, and 2 weeks after I get back from Europe, I'm going to San Diego, and then from there we drive down to Mexico. My cousin's getting married.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep. I've never been to Mexico before. It'll be cool. I mean, I don't think we're going to be going anywhere I don't think we're going to be going like Mexico. It's kind of, I think it might be kind of resort-y, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
You're going to be in Baja.
I'm not sure. Yeah, we're going to be in Baja. I know his fiance's family's from that area. So that's why why the wedding's there, I think they're from that area. I know they're from Mexico. I assume they're from that area.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to be in Baja. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I ain't worried. I ain't scared.
You ain't. Well, you ought to be. No.
Why should I be?
Because Tijuana is crazier than you think it is, and if you guys get a chance, you should totally stop in Tijuana and get into some trouble. Although Tijuana's gotten both a lot better and a lot worse over the years, so I guess it depends on which part of Tijuana you go to.
I feel like it's like that. It's like that with any city. When I don't know if you listen to Bill Burr's Thursday afternoon, Monday morning podcast this week, but he was talking about Fresno, California.
Oh yeah, apple picking. Yeah, no, what's it called? This weekend, the week was pretty good. It was pretty uneventful, I'd say. But my folks came in this weekend, and they just left a couple of hours ago.
Okay.
And that was pretty good. So the idea of this weekend was that my sister and I were going to celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day because my folks were out of the country when Mother's Day went down.
Okay.
And so we figured, we got to do something as a family, and we haven't been together, the four of us, in a minute. So, we told them to come up, and we'll take them out. And first night was good. They came in, they dropped some food off, and then we went to go get dinner at this place called Feast in the East Village, and it was nice. We had like 8 courses, I want to say.
Nice.
And what was nice, and the goal of the weekend was to sort of eat at new places, because my folks really like Asian food. It takes them they can stomach American food and all that, and they say they want to try new places, but every time they come up, they go, let's just go to the same place over and over again, because they sort of feel comfortable with that kind of food. But the idea this week was to really explore some new places. And so Feast was sort of the first step to that. And it was like a black bass feast. So there was like a couple of starters, there was the bass in the middle, and then a couple of side dishes and a dessert. And dinner was at 9, and my parents don't usually eat that late, but they did well. What was interesting though was that my dad must have done something to his back. He said he's been planking a lot at home, and I was like, "Oh Jesus, this is gonna be good." He kind of threw out his back a little bit, and his lower back gave him a lot of pain. So he'd be constantly shuffling around in the seat, and every so often he'd really wince in pain. I was like, how are you planking where your lower back hurts?
Jeez.
That doesn't seem like the the traditional way of planking.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but that first night was good, and then we just sort of ended up coming home and going to bed early. Now my sister ended up trying to pay for half the meal, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I got a job now, so I can totally foot the bill." I was like, "You are an intern. I appreciate the sentiment." She goes, "No." She Venmo'd me half of the money. I was like, "All right, fine. I'll do this because you really want to, but
yeah, I mean,
you're really in no position to be doing this. Not yet, at least."
Let her do it.
Yeah, right.
Once a year.
Feel grown.
And yeah, it was her half of the gift. the
No,
outing
that's
at
fair.
least. You know,
I mean, is it though? Because because
I'm sure she can afford it at least, right?
well, all right. So what happened was like the gift from my mom was tickets to the ballet.
Mm.
And I bought like the whole family tickets to the ballet. We went to go see Swan Lake, and then for my dad, I bought him for Father's Day. I bought my dad a Fitbit Charge
Oh,
because
nice.
he's all about like tracking his physical fitness and he's walking so much. So I figured give him something that can actually track his movements a lot better. He was just using his phone beforehand, and it
Right.
sort of show him geolocation and all that. But it like if he didn't turn off Bluetooth or something while he was driving, like the phone was think that he had ran 20 miles home in like 20 minutes or something and like throw off everything. So at least the Fitbit Charge knows when you're driving.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I pay for that myself, which I sort of expected to, and I don't really expect my sister to chip in on that stuff yet. But so
Right.
I guess you're right. Chipping in the dinner was something.
Yeah.
But we came back, went to bed pretty early, and then we all woke up, and my sister came down. We met at like 9:45 because I got us tickets to go to in addition to everything, I got us tickets to go to the top of the World Trade Center.
Okay.
And we got there just in time, and it was really easy. You had to go through a little bit of security, but they're like, "Do you have any coins in your wallet?" Nope. You can take your wallet. Do you have anything in your bag with metal in it? Nope. You can take your bag. It's like, oh, what if I just said no?
They didn't have like a metal detector or anything?
They did, but it was sort of like I don't know. I guess it's more the honor system. They're like,
I see.
what's your belt look like? Yeah, you can keep that belt on. I was like, oh, we're just making executive decisions down here, aren't we today?
You don't look like a terrorist, Sandy. Can I tell
right?
you? You don't fit the profile.
We took the elevator up, which I don't know if people have seen the video that got posted, but they have like this like animated video of like New York from like the 1500s to like today, and as it gets modernized,
Yeah.
like the years are just ticking really fast. You can see like the skyline come up and whatnot. It's really cool. We'll put a link in the description.
Yeah,
For
it's very
people
cool.
who are interested. But like my parents were like, "Oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever!" And it's like, that was nice. We got out on like the 102nd floor, and luckily it was supposed to rain yesterday. It ended up raining at night, but when we were up in the observatory, the weather sort of held up,
Okay.
and it was like unobstructed views. You could see the curvature of the Earth. You could basically see like 360 degrees as long as you walked around. And my parents are like tourists, right? So they want to take all these photos and they want to do this and that. And there was this mom. All right, first tourist freak out moment for me was there was a mom holding an iPad. It's like one of the iPads that you can like sort of rent out. It's got like a special handle to it. It shows you all the building names on the iPad. It's kind of
Okay.
cool.
Wait, this
But
was
it's
your
like
mom
her-
holding it, or
No,
someone
this
else?
is some
Okay.
other random mom holding it with her like 4 daughters, right?
Okay.
And my parents are like taking photos and they're seeing everything, and all of a sudden my mom asked this girl if she can take a photo of the 4 of us, and we were sort of like asking her to like move out of this one window pane so you could take a quick photo of us and then we'd be on our way.
Right.
And the mom turns around and goes, "Oh, you guys are trying to get photos in front of like the full 360 degree thing, right?" And we're like, "Excuse me?" She goes, "Oh, I saw you take a photo over there. I saw you take a photo over there. You look like you guys are trying to get photos of everything." And Reza, holy
Look.
shit. It was the way she said it, like, she, like, sort of grimaced. She also was like, "How dare you?" I'm also obviously extrapolating all this, but in my mind, she basically said, "You punk bitch family. Why the fuck are you trying to get photos taken in front of every fucking window pane? My family was here first." And I swear to God, Reza, I was going to go off on her entire family in front of everyone. And it was like, by this time, the observatory was starting to get packed, right?
Right.
It's one of those things when you're at a tourist attraction that the assumed responsibility is that somebody might want you to take a photo of all of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You sort of go in, right? It's an accepted behavior. It's like a tax, right? You're gonna go to the Grand Canyon. You're gonna go to Niagara Falls. You might be called upon to do this duty for your fellow man.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't have selfie sticks. You know, I hate it when my mom brings it around, so I told her not to bring it this weekend. And it was just the way the mom said it. It was very snarky.
Yeah.
And this is at 10:15 in the morning, I want to say, 10:30. And I said to myself, my sister and I looked at each other like, does this bitch want to throw down? Because we're ready to throw down. And I'm going to call you and each one of your daughters out and just ruthlessly destroy you. And then say I'm here all week. But we decided, my sister and I looked at each other like, nope, it's way too early to lose our cool. But we got a photo. She did a decent job. And I was like, all right, let's just get out of here. Because now I'm starting, like, my mood has shifted.
Right, right.
I was good, but now I'm, like, heavy neutral. And I was like, well, I don't feel this.
Heavy neutral.
I was in a heavy neutral mode. But coming down from, like, a positive mood, it's like, oh, so you're feeling a little bit worse, right?
Right.
So we're walking around. My mom keeps wanting to take photos. You know, we humor her, yada, yada, yada. And then my dad's like, oh, take a photo of me and your mom. And they're like goofing around, whatever. My dad's a goofball. And then this girl is just trying to take a panorama. Now, I'm all for people taking whatever photos they want. But if you see two people trying to take a photo, the last thing you're allowed to do is walk up to the couple who are sitting down and like stand over them and take a panorama photo.
Yeah.
And I posted this on Instagram, and I'll totally put that link in the description as well. But we were just waiting because she was totally oblivious. And my mom and dad are looking up at her, and she just keeps trying to take this panorama, and like her arms keep moving up and down, so she's like, oh, I gotta delete this, we gotta start over.
Seriously?
And we're standing there, and it was maybe only like 20 seconds. But in my mind,
that's too long. That's too long.
It was 1,000 years. In my mind, it was 1,000 years. And so I keep moving up to her, and then she finally saw us, and just like she sort of gave us a look like, "Oh, my bad," and like walked away. But in my head, she basically just said, "Ah, fuck you guys. I do what I want. You know, I'll take my time if I want."
You were just not having it that day.
I was just not having it. It was like two of these ridiculous tourist moments happening within 10 minutes of each other, and I was like, "This is my city, okay." If you're going to come to my city, you follow our rules. And if you're in a tourist place like this, the least you could do is just be considerate of your surroundings and recognize that if other people are trying to take photos around you and they're trying to take like one of these group photos and you're trying to take a fucking panorama shot and your arms aren't listening to you, you got to call it quits. You got to shut the whole thing down. You got to say, you know what, tomorrow's another day. And I might be able to get this panorama shot tomorrow, but not today.
I'm looking at the picture right now. I see her.
You see how she's just standing over my folks, and my parents just like awkwardly smiling, like I don't know how to handle myself.
So she your parents were sitting down posing, and she just comes up and starts taking pictures.
She just comes right up and starts taking photos.
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely insane. You don't do that.
You can't do that.
You know, like when if you're anywhere, right, in public and stuff, and you see some people trying to like pose and take a picture, you see somebody else just further away to take the picture. The kind thing to do is to walk around the person who's taking the picture. That way, you don't get in the view in any way. Now, sometimes it happens. You know, sometimes it's a crowded place, and it just so happens that you might accidentally walk in front of the person or walk behind the people taking or posing for the picture, but. This is just ridiculous. like your parents are clearly posing there, sitting there. Right. You're not very far from them. What is she doing?
She's trying to take a panorama shot of like fucking Jersey City. It's like you came to New York City. Take a fucking panorama shot of the skyline. Don't take a panorama shot of Jersey City. It reminds me of this time I was in Dubai, at the top of the Burj Khalifa at the Observatory point up there. And you know they have like these, like those you put your eyes up to the the rangefinder, whatever the viewfinder, whatever the fuck. It's like those metallic like built-in binoculars. You can see 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
Normally you got to spend like 25 cents, and you hear that like clicky noise, like the timer goes off, and you only have about like 15 seconds to see something.
Right.
Well, at the top of the Burj Khalifa, they're free. And so I was like, oh,
nice.
this is cool. Like, let me take a look at the skyline through this stuff. It's like, oh, it's free? Yeah, let's go up. I've got my eyes pressed up to it, Reza. All right, I've clearly marked my activity for the next 10 seconds. And this tourist, this little girl, who happens to be Chinese, and I know that Chinese tourists are the worst, because they absolutely are. And there's countless articles written about them. But this Chinese tourist, she must have been like a high school or whatever. She pressed her cheek up against mine, trying to look through these set of binoculars. like I don't know what world you come from, and I don't know how advanced China has become. But these binoculars are still meant for one person. And the fact that her skin touched my skin, Reza, I lost my shit. I was like,
what did you say?
What do you think you're doing? She goes, oh, I'm sorry. Like, that is not an acceptable apology.
Oh, my bad.
An acceptable apology when you press your cheek up against a stranger's cheek when they're doing an activity is, I'm sorry, I just lost my motherfucking mind. You get one slap. I'm gonna stand right here. Take your time. That would have been the acceptable apology for the transgression that she had committed right there. It was really an atrocity. You know, they should write about that stuff because I felt violated. You know, all of a sudden.
You don't know where her cheek's been?
I don't know where your cheek's been. And I don't want to be that intimate with you. Your cheek touching my cheek. Do I have to pay for this touch of this cheek? You know, do we negotiate how much this cheek costs? What if I don't even want you to be touching my cheek? You caught me in a, you know, I'm vulnerable, right? Because I don't know my surroundings. I'm looking through this thing. And it just brought, so these two sort of occurrences, these tourist woes at the top of the World Trade sort of brought that moment rushing back to me. Like, can I not go anywhere and just deal with animals? Just absolute animals.
Hey man, I hate people too. It's
right?
people.
Like it's,
I say that so casually. I hate people. I hate people in large groups because people tend, like, there's always people tend to not think properly. You know? So like if you're at an intersection and a whole bunch of people are crossing the street, but they're crossing the street, but you don't actually have the white man, like still the red hands up because cross traffic still has the green light, and everyone starts crossing, and then people just stop paying attention. They don't even know that they don't have, you know, the white man. The white man's not up to say that they can walk. I call it the white man because, you know, the dude's white. So like the dude won't even be up, but people will just start crossing the street, and all of a sudden cars just have to stop at a green light because a whole bunch of people are walking, and it makes me so angry.
right. It's
Just
it's
people don't think anymore. They just do shit.
exactly. They just feel like, you know what, the world is mine.
Exactly.
It's like, no, it's not. First of all right, you're in the middle of all these people. We're all just trying to have a pleasant day, and you're gonna come here with your bullshit. And it's like, I'm just not gonna have it. You know, I'm not gonna have it.
Yeah.
And so for a moment there, for the briefest of moments, I thought I was gonna have to pun a bitch. But
I hope it was very brief. Very brief.
It was very brief. It was very brief. I kept it together. But then it was good. I'm glad that my parents sort of had fun. They got all the photos they wanted. So
yeah, it's good.
In that sense, it was a success.
Yes.
And then we went to Koreatown to get Korean barbecue, and we basically had this thing where it was like all these different raw meats that they would cook in front of you, and you know, my dad always gets really excited for that kind of stuff because he loves the Asian flavored barbecue stuff. And we had a blast. But the thing is, you got to remember, is when you go to a Chinese restaurant or a Korean restaurant, like anytime there's Asian flavors, you have to wear clothes that you don't plan on wearing to any other event, because the aromas and the oils that get sort of like just sort of shared out of this food is so pungent that you would never want to wear a suit to one of these things and then hope to wear that suit to an important event later, because you're going to smell like that, and it's just not a good look.
Yeah.
Pro tip. That's a pro tip. That's free. That's a free pro tip for all you.
I feel like it's not a pro tip exactly, but maybe like a semi-pro tip.
How dare you? How dare you do that? That is a pro tip.
Fine.
People need to know.
It's a pro tip. I'm just saying.
I'm looking out for our listeners.
For our listeners, yes.
Yeah. And then because we ate so much, we ended up coming back to my place, and we just passed out for like 4 hours.
Got that itis, man.
Oh, the itis is real.
Oh, the itis is very real.
Oh, the itis was so real that my parents like, I'm just gonna go to bed, and we're like, what? Like, yeah, we're doing none of this walking around nonsense. We're just gonna go to bed. I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna do that. And
what time was
sleeping. This was around like 2:30.
Okay.
So we woke up at 6, and the show was the ballet was at 8.
Okay.
So we're like, all right, like we were like laying around, and then it was like, all right, parents go shower, I go shower, and by this time the rain is pouring. So luckily, I catch a cab right outside of the apartment, and like it's slow moving up, but there was a car accident 3 cars up from ours in the middle lane, and we were in the right lane, and that started to hold up traffic a lot because you could tell that like all the movement beyond that car was just like open road, but up to that point, like the taxi and the car behind it was like they just stopped in the middle lane and like exchanging insurance information, like we're just gonna do this in the middle lane.
Just right there. Just what better place to do this?
Exactly. But we get there, my sister's there, and the show was amazing. I usually in these like ballets or symphonies or whatever, I pass out. The seats are comfortable, Reza. The seats are comfortable. The lights are down. There's a million bodies around me. We're just warming the air. The air becomes warm blankets, all right? And I just want to cozy up and close my eyes. But the show was really captivating. It was like one of the best ballets I've ever seen. I never thought I would be into it. So I'm not really sure of the Swan Lake storyline. I ended up reading the synopsis of it during intermission, but I'm like making stuff up of like what they're potentially saying when they're dancing around, and it's like, oh, like I kind of understand where the story's going.
Yeah. And
there's this one part where the prince, he's like gifted a crossbow at his birthday party. It's basically a coming of age story where it's like his super sweet 16, and then the mom comes in and is like, yo, listen, you gotta find a wife because I want to die soon. And he goes, nah, but like I just got this crossbow and I want to play with the crossbow. And she goes, fine, play with your friends, I'm leaving, but just remember, you gotta find a wife. And he's like, nah, dude, I'm too stressed out about this, I'm gonna go out by myself.
I love how you say it's super sweet 16. This is when this all went down.
I mean, I can't remember the last birthday party I went to where everyone was dancing in like synchronized movements, so you know it was a super sweet 16. And so the prince goes.
It could have been like a wedding. It could have been like a wedding, and they were doing one of those. It could have been doing the cha-cha slide. You gotta. It's broken out at every wedding, man. Every wedding reception, at least.
I don't know about that. Because he wasn't getting married, right? And at what wedding do you go to where you get a sweet crossbow as a gift?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, so then, like, the prince goes into the woods, and he's like, his friend comes over like, yo, dude, you left your crossbow. And he goes, sweet, man, thanks, appreciate it. And he goes, you want to go hunting together? He goes, nah, man, this is my crossbow. You go home. I'm going to chill out with my crossbow by myself. And he sees this swan. And he's like, oh, man, this swan's so beautiful. I want to kill it. And then all of a sudden, right in front of his eyes, the swan turns into this woman. And he goes, oh, shit. Good thing I didn't shoot you. That would have been awkward. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, this dude, this like gremlin / necromancer guy, let's call him a mage or a wizard. Let's not get too technical and call him a necromancer because technically he's not bringing people up from the dead.
Yeah.
But this wizard's like, yo, dude, like, you can't have her. And dude, I put a spell on her. And he was about to just straight murk this mage. Like, when this dude shows up out of the background, he was just about to fucking put that right between his eyes. And the swan was like, nah, dude, you can't shoot him. Because if you shoot him, then I die too. And I was like, see, that's stuff that you got to tell me beforehand because I was totally about to shoot him. All this is great, and the main ballerina is this Korean girl, and she was freaking amazing. What was really funny was that one scene where she's dancing this really intricate thing, and she has to keep spinning. You know, like when like ballerinas just spin over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like absolutely silent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just as you can feel like people are, and can I tell you that this is the most interactive audience I've ever been a part of? Like everyone's
Really?
clapping all the time. Like when the main male ballerina comes in, male dance. I don't know. I think he's called a ballerina too. When the main male dancer comes out first, everyone claps, and I didn't know you had to do that, so I got caught off guard and I started clapping. And then when the main ballerina comes out, you definitely got to clap for her too. I was like, I didn't know that we're just clapping when people show up on set.
How did you know who the main person was?
Because the entire place went nuts.
But how did they know? Like how does the first person know? They just know. They know who it is. They know. Okay. Yeah. All right.
And anytime there's like a sweet solo performance or whatever,
yeah.
Everyone just like at the end they clap and the dancer sort of like curtsies or bows and then bounces.
Interesting.
But yeah, so the main ballerina is just twirling, and then at one point you can hear this voice come out of nowhere and goes, "Get it, girl." And we're like, what?
Did anybody say anything? Like it was just that was it. Just get it, girl.
There was some grumbling in our section, but there was nothing. There was nothing like super crazy. But all of a sudden, you just hear this voice like, "Get it, girl," and it was like loud as shit. And then everyone started clapping. Like, I was like, "Hold up, are we clapping because he said get it, girl, or are we clapping because it's the end of the solo, or it's a little bit of both?" But in my mind, I go, "Oh my god, this guy done lost his mind. Where does he think he is? He is in a room full of white people, and an Asian girl is dancing, and you're gonna scream out, 'Get it, girl!' Like, I don't know, dude. You gotta keep that in check."
Maybe, I don't even know what to say. Maybe they knew. Maybe they knew her.
I just don't think you're in the proper venue to yell out, "Get it, girl!"
No, you're not.
If you're gonna tell a girl who's dancing to "Get it, girl," you're in a different kind of club. You know, you're definitely not at Lincoln Center, New York City Ballet Company.
Yeah.
Telling the main ballerina to "Get it, girl." I do want to point out that I haven't been to a ballet in a while, and I was staring at their legs. And can I tell you that ballerinas must have the most jacked legs of all time?
I can understand that.
Like just the amount of like muscles that these dancers have in their legs, where they can sort of jump effortlessly and land like they weigh 2 pounds.
Yeah.
But then you see like underneath their tights or whatever, like all these muscles just rippling. I was like, damn, dude, you never skip leg day. Like ballerinas look forward to leg day like everyone else looks forward to maybe chest or arms day. You know what I mean?
I love leg day. I don't really like arms and chest day. Leg day sucks when you do it, but it feels so good after.
I don't know who you are right now.
Leg day is my favorite. Leg and shoulder day, because the way they burn, they're my favorite.
Shoulder day, I understand.
Leg day's great too, man.
Leg day is an interesting day because leg day looks like I just got fucked really awkwardly, and when I walk back home, I'm almost doing. Maybe that's the wrong way to say it. Maybe I'm walking like Jar Jar Binks walked in episode 1. Like
that was so good.
I'm just my whole body is just swaying, you know, after leg day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will note that with men's tights in ballet, you get to see the whole butt. And not only do you see the whole butt, you see each cheek, like, split. And you know that, like, those glutes are fucking tight as shit. But what was interesting was, and I won't lie, I was looking at the main dancer's bulge.
Oh, God.
In the dance, and I was like, are you wearing a fanny pack? Because that's ridiculous.
They could be
That
wearing.
bulge in
They
the
could be wearing a
front.
cup.
He could be wearing a cup. You're right. I thought he was wearing a fanny pack. I don't know why.
That was the first thing that came to your mind. No, I imagine that they wear a cup for decency's sake.
You're absolutely right.
There may be
For
some
decency.
that don't, but yeah, I could totally see that why some would.
I mean, you totally should wear a cup for decency's sake.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is to pop one on stage and it's like, oh God. Would that add or take away from the performance? I guess it depends on what scene you're in.
I don't even, I'm not even gonna speculate.
Yeah, but the ballet was great. Stayed awake the entire time. And the highlight was definitely when that guy yelled, "Get it, girl." I thought that was phenomenal. I took my parents to the Smith afterwards because, of course, I did. And also because in the pouring rain, it was right across the street. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right. And their kitchen opens till like 2 a.m. So there was no sort of potential need to like drive around in the pouring rain trying to find something. It was literally a 3-minute walk across the way, and they loved it. My mom got some paella. My dad got a steak salad. My sister got some salmon. I got some pasta, and it was good. I was happy that I was able to pay for everything and make it feel like I was really taking them out. And my dad
Yeah.
kept looking at his phone, at his Fitbit, just be, oh, like, I walked 1,000 steps here, or like we just crossed 2,500 steps. We walked 4 miles. Like he loves seeing all those graphs. So I'm happy that he appreciates and enjoys that present.
That's good.
Can I tell you on the way home in the cab we got rear-ended by a
Oh,
drunk
really?
driver?
Oh, they were by drunk. Wow.
Yeah,
No,
so
you
we were in
you
a
didn't tell me any of
cab.
this.
We were in a cab on the west side. We were just coming home. It was like around close to 1 a.m. And we're stopped at a light. And all of a sudden, you can just hear, boom! And like we all jerk forward. And we're like, what the fuck? The light's red. What are you doing? And I was like, oh, Jesus. Because that sounded like a legit like bump. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, fender bender. We're going to be here a while because the cops are going to want witnesses. And the driver's going to want to hear that like he got hit. And he's going to have to
Right.
get people corroborate his story. So it's like not at 12:45 in the pouring rain, but then so our cab driver gets out and he like talks to the driver and he comes back. He goes, "Yeah, are you guys okay?" I was like, "Yeah, we're fine." He goes, "All right, we're gonna drive off because there's no damage to the car and I don't need that tonight." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Wow.
He goes, based on the base, he goes, his eyes were bloodshot, his breath was full of vodka, like.
Wow.
Like had he done any damage, he would have been in some serious trouble. I go, the last thing you guys need, obviously, like as a cab driver, right? Like the last thing he needs is to lose all this time out on an accident, something that he might have to pay for, or his insurance might go up, and like basically losing out on that earning potential, right?
Right.
But more importantly, a drunk driver hits you like. That shit is scary as hell. Because we were at a stoplight, and he decided to like either move forward too early or what have you. And we're like, what is the guy behind us doing? That was a tense moment for all of us, I'd say. But but luckily we were all good. My folks left about 3 hours ago, and it was a fun weekend. They said that they hadn't had this much fun in a long time, which I'm happy they did.
That's very good.
And they said, like, they were thinking about all the money that we spent on food. And he goes, in our entire time in America, in 24 hours, we've never spent that much on food.
Are you serious?
And I go, listen, like, we're celebrating. We're also celebrating the fact that the entire family's here. We're celebrating a few holidays, admittedly a little bit late. But, everyone's here.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what, though? We earned the right to do this because we all worked really hard to get to where we are.
Yeah.
And no one's saying that we're by any means done, but we should live a little. When we can, with the family, we should definitely sort of treat ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
And
I hear you.
You're right. So I'm glad they had a lot of fun. So that's sort of the weekend for me.
That's really good when you can like treat your parents like that and they can have a really good time, really enjoy themselves like that.
Yeah, it's like we're at that time now where the tables are going to start shifting more,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, before it was it's crazy, right? Because growing up, you sort of it's just assumed that you go anywhere like the parents. It's like everything's covered. Like,
Right.
life must be so easy as a kid to be like, yeah, things are just covered for you. Like there's
Yeah.
the grocery shopping covered, going out to eat covered, travel covered. Like it's only like the absolute most ridiculous self purchases you want to make to like well you got to use your allowance for that because I ain't buying no fucking XYZ. So that makes sense, but it sort of feels nice to be able to return the favor more and more as you get older.
Especially when you think about how much some of those things cost. Like, I have 4 siblings, so when we would go on vacation, there'd be 7 of us, and if we ever needed to fly and we were going to out of the country,
Jesus.
it's like $7,000 on tickets.
Yeah, dude.
That's just to get to where we need to go to. And then you got to pay for hotels and food and stuff like that. Those trips could add up real fast.
Right, that is not easy at all.
Yeah, but like as a kid, don't think of it. Even if you told me how much it was, I still don't appreciate the like I know how much 1,000 is, but as a kid, especially if I was if I wasn't even working a real job yet, I don't understand how difficult it can be, to make that type of money, to save and be able to save that type of money when you have bills to pay, Because when you don't have bills to pay, saving $1,000 isn't too bad. But when you got to pay a mortgage, you got to pay for food, you got to pay electric, cable, everything else that you got to pay for when you have a house, it's hard to save.
Right. No, you're absolutely right, and I can't even imagine like your dad just being like, oh my god, we're going where? Fuck no.
My dad was the one making the decisions. He was like, we could like we can give a suggestion, or my mom could give a suggestion, but it would depend. It would completely depend on my dad's ability to take the time off of work and his ability to pay for that ticket. A lot of times we just did road trips. When we were younger, whenever we traveled across the country, like anywhere around the country, we would take road trips. We'd take car trips everywhere. And I loved them. We loved car trips. Me and my brothers, we would so this is back when like Game Boy Advance, like Game Gear, those were still things. I guess there's still like mobile gaming, portable gaming is a thing now. But back then, I loved my Game Boy Advance and I loved my Game Gear. And we'd have to go on trips. You'd buy like a 24 pack of batteries, so you had enough batteries to last through the whole trip. Get a whole bunch of snacks. And then my dad would just drive. We would just chill in the back, goofing off the whole time.
Yeah, dude.
Loved it.
I think your dad made the right pick. He goes, "Oh, you want to go on vacation? You better get your butt in that car. We driving."
You're gonna drive, and I was all about it. I couldn't wait. I was literally so excited those nights, like I couldn't sleep because I was so excited to like just chill in the car. It was like partying, man. It was like a party in the car, except it wasn't really that special. But as a kid, I loved it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's nice that you have all those siblings,
Yeah, I think that's it.
What's it called? Yeah, I mean my dad loves driving too, and when we went on this cruise to the Caribbean, we drove down to like Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And it took us about a day. We stayed somewhere in Virginia. My dad's like, "Why are we staying here? We could totally make the drive." My mom's like, "I'm tired. I don't want to do this." But on the way back, like my mom and my sister were passed down the back, and my dad made the I-95 drive from like Fort Lauderdale or wherever the fuck we got off, like Orlando or something. 15 hours, one go. And I was like, that's a real man right there who can sit in a car and drive on I-95 for 15. Now, granted, we got some gas, we got some food.
Of course.
But to be able to drive people, and I stayed up with him because he needed someone to keep him awake,
Yeah.
Like if we all sleep, then he's what is he like? That's I'm realizing like how selfish that must be. Like, well, so y'all just gonna sleep, and I'm gonna be drinking my Diet Cokes and my chocolates, and I'm not allowed to smoke anymore to stay awake. Like, so all this is on me now, huh? Yeah, that's how I saw it. It's like, no, I'm gonna stay up with you. And we just like talk the entire way. But that way, he goes, yeah, you helped me stay awake. I was like, yeah, dude, because I'm not trying to die. You like how you brought it back on me?
Yeah.
Like how I did that.
You ain't trying to die.
Yeah. So tell me about tell me about this thing how people can't pronounce your name.
So here's the thing. Whenever I have to like give an order, right? If you ever go to like Starbucks where they ask your name, you ever go, I don't know, any type of restaurant where they ask your name for, because when your order's ready, they want to just yell your name out, right? I've just gotten sick of having to tell people Reza because I think it catches them off guard. They're not expecting it, and they hear Reza and they have no idea what I say. And I always spell it out, right? But even when I spell it out, sometimes they still can't put it together. They still can't process what I said and then the letters that I've given them to spell it. So every now and then I have problems with that. And then when the order's ready, they look at it and sometimes they get it right. They say Reza. A lot of people just say Reza though, right? And I decided at some point, you know what? I'm just gonna give a fake name. My little brother actually does this. He gives a fake name when he gets an order, and he just says Matthew, which I think is funny. But like when every single time it happens, I've only given the fake name like once or twice. When it happens, it always catches me off guard. They're like, "Oh, what's your name?" And I'm like, "Shit, Reza." And I'm like, "No, that's not my name. Just write Ron.
Geez.
Just write like Ron or something like that, you know." So I always screw it up. So I never really give the fake name out.
I hope you don't go with Ron as your fake name.
I'm gonna go with Ron, man. What do you want me to go with?
Oh my God, you sound like such a rapist.
Why does it matter? The only reason I'm giving the name starts with an R, right? Short, one syllable name, and simple to write down. Like there's no confusion. It's not like it's my real name anyway.
Go with Ryan.
Why Ryan?
Because you sound normal.
What's wrong with Ron? It's just a name.
I don't know. You don't look like a Ron to me.
I don't look like a Ryan either. I don't look like a Ryan either.
Do you though? I feel like Ryan's better.
People
with a name like Ron, you look like you've done 3 to 5.
When I say Reza, a lot of time people think I say Richard. They just don't know. They don't know what to think. Their ears can't. Their brains and their ears just can't figure it out. They're like, wait, what? That's not a name. I think it throws a lot of people off because it ends in a vowel. It ends in an A. So I think a lot of people think I'm a girl. In fact, I remember when I was applying to colleges, right? Like you get a lot of like when you take the SATs and you put like your email or your address down, you get a lot of letters from a lot of different schools, right? And sometimes they will send you letters that are very specific to like, so sometimes I would get letters and they'd be like, oh, you want you to join like our girls club or something like that, like a women's organization or something like that. And I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, I get those all the time.
Isn't there like a gender box on this shit that I checked, like male? But I used to get that stuff all the time. Yeah, I can see you getting it too. But like if I had a name like Jamal or something like that, I wouldn't get it.
All right, this is what I'm doing. I'm on boys' names that starts with R. Okay. All right. Let me throw a few out there that I think are a lot better than yours.
All right, go for it. Go for it.
How about Ray?
Ray's not bad. Ray's good.
Yeah, let's go with Ray. Ray's a good one. Roy.
I ain't down with Roy.
You ain't. All right, fine. You're not down with Roy.
I'm down with Ray, but I'm not down with Roy.
All right, let's keep Ray. How about Ross?
Ross. Nah. I'll pass on Ross.
How about Randall?
No. Randall's worse than Ron.
Ramon? I'm kidding.
I used to know a kid named Ramon. Cool kid.
How about Rob?
Rob? Yeah. Maybe.
Rusty? No. Hold on. I'm still serious. Let's see.
How about this? Does it have to start with an R? Like, what if you looked at me and I didn't tell you my name?
Michael.
If you didn't know me as
Michael's
Reza.
the easiest name.
Michael's easy. You're right.
Oh, Michael, but you know what? Michael is too common.
It's too common. You're right. Because then if somebody orders something, right, and it comes up and I gotta go and I go to take it, they're like, no, that's mine. I'm like, no, that's mine. I'm Michael. And I'm like, let me see your ID. And I'm like, no. That's
And that's how you start your 3 to 5 in America. That's how you would start your 3 to 5. How about Riley? Are you down with her? No, that's too much of a girl's name.
Riley, yeah. Riley's
how
too much associated
about
with Steph Curry's daughter's name now, so they're gonna think it's a girl.
how about Ronan?
Ronan. Nah.
Roscoe. Roscoe's a good one.
Roscoe. No, not Roscoe.
There was a good one back here. Let's see. Oh, Reza, right here. All right, you're on here too.
I'm on the list. I can't believe I made the list.
You want to do Rex?
Rex? No, Rex.
How about Remy?
Remy?
Call yourself Remy Danton.
I don't think I could look. Remy Danton is cool, but I don't think I look like a Remy. I think I can get away with the Ray. You know?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Talk about that. No, we did talk about that.
It's same problem with Michael.
Yeah, you're right. Let's do so. Ray's a good one.
Ray's the number one for me right now. I'm gonna have to run this by Lane and see what she thinks.
I still think. All right, yeah, do that. I think she's gonna like. I think she's gonna like Ray.
What about Reggie?
Really, Reggie?
Where do I know the name Reggie from? It's from the Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle's character, Reggie.
Exactly.
That's the only reason why I said it, Reggie. I love Reggie.
You don't want to be Reggie.
Why not?
Because you saw that movie and you know how that goes down.
I'll end up in a piano.
Oh my God, Reggie gets owned, man.
Reggie got owned real hard. So yeah. What else? Oops.
What are you doing? What are you doing booting up your Xbox like that? I heard it.
My arm hit it.
What are you playing nowadays?
So I got the new Batman game, Arkham Knight, which I'm really liking. I'm flying through it, but I'm really liking it. It's like
what about it do you like the most?
I mean, it's very similar to the other games. The Batmobile is actually not that bad. I was really concerned about the Batmobile, but the controls of it, and like So here's the thing that I thought was really weird about it. There are still people on the streets, right? When I first saw that there's gonna be a Batmobile in this game, I'm like, wait, so are they just gonna eliminate all people from the streets when the Batmobile's out? Because, then it would come to the problems that people had with Arkham City, and that the city's too dead. Like, it's a giant city, and there are not very many criminals out, or very many people out. So why would there be no people on the street when you're driving around the Batmobile? But what they do is they make the Batmobile emit like this electrical charge. So when you're driving down the street, if somebody's like right in front of you and you're gonna run them over, the Batmobile like shoots them with like this electric charge, and it knocks them out the way, and it just knocks them unconscious, but they don't get run over. So nobody ever gets killed by the Batmobile.
Oh, that's cool.
When people are in manned vehicles, you shoot like this immobilizer like missile at them, so you can't shoot them with the Batmobile's like 60 millimeter cannon gun, but you fight against a lot of drones, so you can shoot those and you destroy them. I don't like the controls of the Batmobile though. The controls are very counterintuitive. So like, you'd expect left trigger to be like brake, right? Like right trigger's go, left trigger would be brake, right? That's not how the Batmobile works. X is the brake button, and it's also the reverse button. Yeah, X is the brake and reverse button. Left trigger enters you into battle mode. In battle mode, you get like this free roam. You can move in any motion possible. So you can go forward, backwards, you can go left and right. But when you're in driving mode, you can only drive the car normally. But the problem with battle mode though is like when I'm driving and I'm chasing somebody, and if I need to hit the brake, I instinctively hit left trigger to brake, and I end up going into battle mode. Now battle mode is not a toggle; it's a hold. You have to hold to stay in battle mode, which is really really annoying when you're battling people, because when you're battling, you gotta you gotta do these quick movements, you gotta shoot people and stuff, and the whole time that you're doing that, you have to be holding the left trigger down. You can't let go, otherwise you go back into the regular car mode. So I find that annoying, and you can't change the controls. I've looked around, can't change the controls. I thought I saw in one of like the IGN reviews, I thought they said that you could change it, but I haven't gone back to listen to it to confirm that or not.
I do not like at all the fact that it's not a toggle.
Yeah, I don't like that
It's
either.
a hold.
It's a hold.
That seems like a pretty big
Dumb.
flaw in
It's
that theory.
It's a
or
pretty
that
big
thinking.
flaw, but it's not like you're in battle mode a lot either. So, for now, it's fine.
If you had to give it a rating so far, on a scale of, I can't believe I bought this game.
1 to 10.
Okay, 1 to 10 works too.
I mean,
For some reason, I thought mine was gonna be easy.
I'm very
best.
I'm very comfortable with my purchase right now. I would give it like an 8 point something, like maybe an 8 or an 8.5, which I think is good. I think it's a decent rating. Like I'd probably say an 8. I'd be comfortable with giving it an 8. It's a lot of the same, which I like. People complained that Origins is too similar to City, but I liked it. The formula worked fine for me. Plenty of areas to explore. I love flying around the city, and there's still tons of stuff to do, and the story's good too. I love the dark nature of these like Batman games as well as the Dark Knight movies. Maybe like Arkham Asylum took a note from like the Batman Begins and the Dark Knight movies, but I really like where they took Batman the series overall, and I hope like the next movie where Ben Affleck's playing as Batman, I hope it's still just as dark.
Yeah, I feel like Batman is best when the subject matter is a little darker.
Yeah, because a lot of the villains in the Batman story, like the Batman universe, are very crazy and deranged people. So like the Joker, he doesn't care about making money or anything. He just loves to kill people and just cause misery essentially. And like he loves everything about crime. And if you go like, what was it, the Dark Knight movie? They did a great job with the Joker there. But a lot of like the older movies, like the PG-13 movies, they don't really talk about like killing or anything like that. It's just it was goofy. Like, do you remember Batman and Robin and Batman Begins? Those were kind of goofy movies.
Yeah, those were for sure.
Yeah, like they were they tried to be comical and kind of childish, and it just didn't work. Really didn't work. But yeah, like a lot of Batman's, like a lot of the villains in the universe are really cruel people, and Batman just can't bring himself to kill. So it's just kind of like this push-pull. Like he's not going to kill anybody, but clearly their justice system is pretty weak because these people keep getting out of jail.
Yeah, right. And his inability to kill is really a character flaw in that world.
Yeah, it's really a flaw when they can't keep people locked up for too long. Like when they lock up like Joker, Two-Face, and the Penguin, and somehow these people keep getting out of jail.
It's like, oh, so you just nuked an entire city block? Yeah, that's 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
In jail.
3 to 5 Exactly. That's exactly what happens.
Oh, unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
what about you?
I'm still playing The Witcher. I haven't been playing as much. I've actually been doing a lot of Xbox Fitness.
Okay.
I've actually
Killing it there.
I'm absolutely killing it. Yeah, I think every time you guys sign on, you see that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I do these 2 workouts. I alternate between MOSA fight, which is basically like high intensity interval training. They have 2 MMA workouts, which are like 30 minutes long, and I'm super soaked at the end of it. I'm just drenched in sweat, which is a good feeling.
Yeah.
And then I added a second like cardio bit at the end to like give me a nice like 30-minute cooldown.
Okay.
Because I guess the physical output during the MMA one is so intense, and I've gotten obviously a lot better at it.
Yeah. Conditioning and everything.
Yeah, I've done like, I think Lifetime, I've done each of them like 50 times.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah. But this past week I've done it like every day, and then so it's about an hour of serious like interval and then cardio training.
Yeah.
And on the weekend I'm getting some lifting in. Like yesterday I didn't work out, and then on Friday I didn't work out on Thursday because I just felt super tired. I was like, you know what, let me just rest today.
Right.
And then I ended up working out on Friday before my parents got in, which is good. I got about 45 minutes in, and that felt really, really nice, knowing that I wasn't gonna work out all day Saturday. Even though we're just running around, but like the amount of food I've eaten this weekend with my folks has just been absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be working out later. You bet that. I'm still reading All the Light You Cannot See. I think that's what it's called. Let's confirm that. All the Light We Cannot See. I am about, what does my Kindle app tell me? I'm 52% of the way done. It's a hell of a book. I think everyone's talking about it right now.
Yeah.
The author, I think won a Pulitzer for this. I'm not exactly sure. But it's great. It's absolutely great. I love it. Are you reading anything right now? For pleasure? Pleasure?
Not so much right now. I was trying to finish up the Inferno book, and I haven't read it in about a week now. The Dan Brown book, Inferno. But no, I haven't touched it in about a week. I was trying to read some on the bus, but I'm not really like into pulling out my phone too much on the bus. I still like to be aware of my surroundings, and I kind of find it funny just being on the bus because everybody's either staring at a book or staring at their phone. No one ever has their head up on the bus here in Seattle, at least. So I'm just like either listening to music or I'm listening to a podcast, and I'm just like watching people get on and off the bus, and everyone just like completely avoids anyone else's eyes. Nobody ever wants to make eye contact with somebody else on the bus, which is kind of funny to me.
I know that feeling. I was on the train and just looking around because my folks were there. And then all of a sudden, I made eye contact with this woman who was looking at me, and then she like quickly looked away as if what we had just committed was the worst thing in the world. Like, oh, damn, is it that serious?
Yeah, we're just people, man. But it's so awkward, because I do the same thing, but like when I'm actually conscious about it and I'm just kind of looking around, looking at people, if I see somebody, I'll just kind of nod my head, or like say hello, right? But a lot of people like they don't want to admit that they're looking around. They're like looking at people, It's kind of a weird thing.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I'm not doing anything. I'm not changing the world. Although Big Sean did say one man could change the world. I ain't changing that aspect.
I like that song.
Me too.
I like that song.
You are right. This book did win the Pulitzer Prize for fiction in 2015. So I told you that this week I wanted to try to like run a lot more from work. So either run home or walk. I think I said I wanted to run twice, walk, once at least. I never walked home. I ran home twice this week. I ran home on Tuesday, I think, and then Friday. Because I need to make a couple like grocery store stops and stuff. I ended up pushing it back. I was gonna go, I think, on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that, and it ended up being Tuesday, Friday. But it was good. Like the run, so I was still awkwardly had my backpack on and everything, got a little bit of weight in there, but it's really good because I can feel it a lot more in my calves when I'm running. Okay. Which is really nice. I'm exhausted. And it's also because there are a lot of hills here, so I'm like running up a lot of hills. So it can be pretty exhausting. But
do you wear workout gear when you're doing this, so people don't think you're just running around?
I'm wearing like shorts and a short sleeve shirt, just a t-shirt. I take a change of clothes with me when I go into work, and if I'm gonna run or walk home, I wear like sneakers. I can wear whatever to work. Like I don't have to dress up or anything. So, like my boss had like shorts and a shirt on one day. People wear jeans. I wear jeans. And like sometimes I'll wear khakis and a shirt too. But if I'm gonna run, I make sure I bring my sneakers. So I'll probably just wear like jeans and like a polo or something like that, or just t-shirt that day. But yeah, the run is really nice. It's like 3.5 miles. On Friday I did like the 3.5 miles, and then I like walked for a mile after that, just like to cool down. So like I walked down over to like the grocery store and I came back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, yeah, I hope you're just wearing something that doesn't make it seem like, you got some random black dude running around.
I
I'm
gotta.
not comfortable with that.
So what are you listening to now?
I am listening to the person that you sent me on to, Leon Bridges.
Yeah.
I've been having him on repeat, man. Leon Bridges, crazy good sound. I mean, you read my initial reaction. I was like, dude, is this like a re-release of someone super old?
Yeah. That was really funny.
It's like, nah,
Yeah,
dude, this came out last week, and I was like, what? Quit playing.
yeah. My brother sent me we have a group chat on Viber, and he sent a message to like the sibling chat that we have, and he's like, yo, you guys gotta check out Leon Bridges, like the CD's really good. And his song Coming Home, so I'm looking at his Wikipedia page right now. His song Coming Home received regular airplay and was also the top 10 most viral track on Spotify, which is interesting. I didn't know that. And so the CD actually just came out this past Tuesday, June 23rd. And it's really good. Like, it's like a soul gospel kind of album. I wouldn't even say gospel, like soul, jazz, like old time. And it does sound like it's coming straight out like the 50s or 60s, but the CD, the kid's 25 years old. It's really good.
Yeah, it's crazy how good he is.
Yeah, I was listening to it today too.
What else am I listening to?
You listen to Shaq's podcast this week?
I did.
Yeah.
I with my new iPad that I got from work, I added in all these podcasts, so thankfully now I can listen to Bill Burr in like 3 different places, either SoundCloud or whenever I'm playing like with The Witcher, I can just like pop on one of his through the iTunes podcast app, and
Right.
I get that done. I got Shaq. I downloaded Serial. Okay, I downloaded Serial.
Did you start listening? You downloaded, but you didn't start listening. You would have said you started
Correct.
listening.
I'm gonna save it for my trip out west when I fly out to either San Fran or Arizona, because there's like 6 hours, and I'd rather have something to listen to that I can like. I'll try. I don't know. I wonder if like I've downloaded a few podcasts, and I'm just wondering like, is podcast the best thing to listen to on a plane? Because maybe like, do I want to pay attention? Like, is the objective to pay attention, or is the objective to fall asleep?
Yeah.
So either way, like, it might be just good to have. So, I'm one of those rare guys that hasn't listened to Serial yet. Go kill yourself. But
That was very aggressive. No, I'm curious to hear your thought. I haven't listened to it in a while, so I'm a little. I don't remember all the details perfectly, but I'm curious to hear a lot of your thoughts on the podcast, on the case overall.
When you say you haven't listened to it in a while, did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it. I listened to it. I listened to it almost a year ago. I think I listened to it maybe in like October. I could be wrong on that, but I think I listened to it about that long ago.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well,
No, it wasn't that long. I must have listened to it like early 2015, because I think I talked to my brother about it, and it said and I'm looking at Wikipedia now. It debuted October 3rd, 2014, and when I listened to it, it was all out. Like every episode had already aired, so I must have listened to it. So yeah, February of 2015 was the end. So it ended in January, so I probably listened to it around February. There's a spin-off podcast actually with I just heard of this a couple of weeks ago actually at my internship. I forgot about it. I need to listen to it. But apparently some lawyers have taken up the case, and they're interested in the case, and they're breaking down the case, and I guess I don't know exactly what they're doing, but it's a few lawyers, and they're talking about the case that they were talking about in Serial, so I want to check that out.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Season 2 will be released fall of 2015 of Serial, so that'll be interesting.
And that's going to be like a True Detective type of thing, right?
I guess so.
Or like it doesn't really connect with season 1, I want to say.
Yeah. I don't think it does at all. I think it's a completely new case.
Did you hear? Like, did you? So you watched True Detective, Ballers, and The Brink on HBO last weekend, right?
No, I haven't. I still haven't seen True Detective yet, and I have not
Oh my
watched any of those
god!
shows yet.
Oh, what are you
Well,
doing?
so I've been watching. I'm on the last episode of Peaky Blinders now,
Okay.
and I still have to watch all of Orange Is the New Black season 3. And then,
Yeah,
assuming I do that in a reasonable amount of time, then I can maybe hit up True Detective season 1.
that's fair.
What did you think
Um,
of Ballers, though? I was curious about that show.
I liked it. I know that all the reviews are hating on both Ballers and The Brink, saying that it's
Really?
low effort, like whatever. I was like, nah, dude. Like The Brink is I thought it was really funny. And I thought Ballers was just good fun. Like it's just fun to see like NFL players like out of their normal element.
Yeah.
Um,
And The Rock, gotta love The Rock, man. Dwayne Johnson.
oh yeah. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. It was. I liked it a lot. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
It's worth seeing in my mind.
Interesting. The Brink is at a 51% on Metacritic, 7.7 on IMDb. And what is Ballers at? Ballers 65% on Metacritic, 7.9 IMDb. I'm surprised by that. But I guess we'll see. It's only episode 1. Only one episode's aired.
Right. So, so yeah. I'm definitely excited to watch those shows tonight.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, I might check out Ballers because I was interested in that show.
Yeah, and it's only 30 minutes, so it's not too bad.
Oh, is it? Are they both 30 minutes?
Yeah, The Brink and
Oh,
Baller
wow.
are both 30 minutes.
Super low commitment shows then. I love hour-long shows for the stories, but 30-minute shows are just kind of fun. They're quick, easy watches, and it's nice to not have to commit a whole hour to a show. So I
Right.
might check those out today. I have to work on some research stuff from home, so I might just throw those on while I'm working.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna go work out now, but I usually like those 30-minute shows, like when you're like preparing food, cooking,
Yeah.
eating, cleaning, all within 30 minutes. It's like, yeah, it's perfect.
Oh yeah, that's what I bought. I got a blender. So one of the things I had to do this week, I had to go to the grocery store. I bought a blender. Um,
Nice.
Yeah, so I cooked up one of my stews, and it actually tastes good this time. Last time I was very disappointed because I couldn't blend it up properly. This
Right,
time it's
right.
on point. It's on point. So I got some lunch for this week.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
All right. Me too.
Yeah, good luck with all that research work. I'm sure I'll see you online in a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm Reza.
I'm Sandy. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next week.